Hello, my Linyans! This is Teacher Gracie Lin, and today we are going to discuss the topic using emphasis markers for persuasive purposes. This video tutorial is based on your learning activity sheets in English 8 Quarter 1 Week 4. So, bring out your learning activity sheet and turn your learner's module on pages 199 to 202. Our learning target for this lesson is use emphasis markers for persuasive purposes. Before we start our lesson, let's have some warm-up questions. I have here 2 questions for you to answer. The first question is, what type of text is used to convince someone about something? Timer starts now. What do you think is the answer? Excellent! It is a persuasive text. The next question is, what words are used in this statement to show emphasis? Chippers are the crispiest, crunchiest, and most delicious brand of chips you will ever taste. Buy a bag today. Your answer is? You got it right. These are crispiest, crunchiest, and most delicious. Now, let's talk about persuasive text. A persuasive text is used to persuade someone or get their attention and approval. In this text, you take a clear, specific position on an issue and then present a call for the audience to take action or accept your position. And in order to emphasize ideas, we need to use emphasis marker. What is an emphasis marker? Emphasis marker is a word that expresses speaker's stress in a sentence. So, to create a more reliable and believable essay, there are 10 emphasis markers that we can use. Let us now discuss each one by one. The first one is the emotive words. Emotive words are used to arouse emotions that can help influence decisions and change opinions. Emotive words have immediate connotations such as happiness, joy, guilt, sadness, and fear. In this statement, our superheated oceans will rise, drowning our lowlands. The emotive word used is superheated, wherein it describes the fear of the speaker. Here are another examples. In the first example, the highlighted word cruel is a emotive word that expresses fear, while in the second example, the word convenience expresses happiness or joy. The second one is the use of personal pronouns. Using the personal pronouns we, you, and us, create a connection between the writer and the reader. Personal pronouns can make the reader feel personally involved with the topic being discussed. Just like in these 2 examples, wherein the pronouns we and you emphasize the involvement of the reader with the writer. The third one is the use of exaggeration. Exaggeration is making something seem much better or much worse than it really is. That is to give too much emphasis on the subject. The statement's highlighted phrase, heart as big as the world, is an exaggeration expressing the kindness of the person and not literally having a big heart. The next one is repetition. It is saying that same word or phrase more than once for emphasis. Repetition is used to make sure a reader remembers key ideas. In the given example, we can see that the words not yet and seek are repeated, and that is to give emphasis. Next is imperatives. It is giving commands, requests, or instruction to encourage the audience or readers to do something quickly. They are also used to make the audience feel as if they have no other choice in forming their opinions. The example, buy now, pay later, is an example of imperative that gives instructions, while Please lend me an ear is a request. The next type is the use of rhetorical questions. It is an emphasis marker that asks questions that make the audience think. It is asked to give effect or to put emphasis without the need for a real answer. The questions, do you love me? And are you coming with me? Make people think of what to answer, and that made them rhetorical questions. The use of literary devices build a clearer image or picture for the reader. Such words or phrases make ideas memorable. In the given example, are you tired of having an internet access that is as slow as turtle? Simile is used, which is a comparison between two different things using like and as. The internet access is being compared into a turtle. In the second example, I felt depressed and restless. This uses assonance, which is the repetition of vowel sound. Next is generalization. Generalization is the use of general ideas which is pertaining to a whole rather that of a particular or specific. The examples, every person in this room needs money and the world out there is never safe, are examples of generalization, for it uses the general terms like every person and world rather than using specific ideas. Next is play on the reader's sympathy. This emphasis marker makes audience or readers feel sorry for someone or something. The highlighted words in the examples make the readers feel the emotion of the writer. And then the last one is the clusters of three. It is using two or more phrases or describing words, which called adjectives, to emphasize a point or an idea. The highlighted words such as cheesier, creamier, tastier, soft, and smooth are all describing words that emphasize the characteristics of the things being described. Now, let's see if you really understand our lesson. What is a persuasive text? A persuasive text is used to convince someone and get their attention or approval. What is an emphasis marker? An emphasis marker is a word or a phrase that expresses a speaker's stress in a sentence. And what are the types of emphasis marker? The emphasis markers are emotive words, personal pronouns, exaggeration, repetition, imperatives, rhetorical questions, generalizations, literary devices, play on the reader's sympathy, and the clusters of three. At this point, turn your activity sheet to enrichment part. Reminder, do not write anything on this activity sheet. Write your answer on a separate long bond paper. For your first enrichment activity, you need to identify which of the type of the emphasis marker is used in each scenario. That will be 1 point each. For the second enrichment activity, choose the appropriate word to complete the given statements. Write only the word. For your third activity, read a persuasive speech and choose at least 10 sentences that emphasize ideas. Write only the number of the sentence that corresponds to your answer. And for your final activity, answer the given questions briefly based on your understanding of the lesson, and that will be 5 points each. I hope you learned something today. If you have questions or clarifications regarding the topic we discussed, feel free to contact your subject teacher through text, phone, or post your questions in your official Facebook group or page. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe.